Yeah, I don't know if you can remember, the Christmas tree is gone. All right, so that one does not have a baby in it. It is all dried up. I didn't realize it was messed up. Alright, well, with a little update on our chickens, let's check and see how we're growing here. Oh, that's a dark egg right there. That means there's a baby in there.
Oh, I'm so exciting.
I think quite a few of these are babies, which is great. Let's see. I think there was one last night that didn't. Oh. Look at that. That's got a baby in it for sure. You can see through these a lot better than you can see through the green ones.
Look at that. That's so cool.
Alright, so that one does not have a baby in it. You can tell the difference. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that because I don't want it to break and rot everywhere. It hurts the other chicks too if it does. 12. Those babies are ready to hatch too. Well, they're getting close.
Outgrowing their egg almost.
Oh, this is a real successful batch. That's crazy.
So this was more successful than last year. So it looks like we have 14 possible chicks here. And then how many did we order?
14. So we're going to have 28 chicks.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Well, this is so much better than last year. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is the only one that wasn't fertilized from what I can tell. Because it's the only one that you can see clearly through.
Last year we only got half of what we put in the incubator. Yep. So this is much better. Yay.
All right, time to get back to work. So we're going to go ahead and put the epoxy on the bottom floor now. And we are going to wrap everything else around the deck. And we're going to start cutting the wall pieces for the bottom floor of the chicken coop. All right, change of plans. So the epoxy ended up ruining. I didn't realize it at first, but that's okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to actually get the vinyl sheet. So we're going to go to Home Depot and get the vinyl sheet here later. Some other supplies that we have coming in from Home Depot as well. So that'll be good. I'm glad I painted the bottom though, because that'll help it keep underneath the vinyl sheet just in case any water gets under there. So we're going to get a big old vinyl sheet and it'll run up alongside the walls. And that'll be that. I'm going to go ahead and make all the cuts that I need to make before we head out. So that way the last thing I do is I put it in there and run it up alongside the wall. So the front and the back wall and the top needs to come down. So let's go ahead and knock that out. All right, just in case one of them wants to lay an egg, I'm going to give them this here while we're working on the coop. That way they can lay an egg. All right, chicken brain, here you go. Just in case you want to lay an egg. All right, so the idea here is we are going to make an opening big enough for the chickens to walk down and, leave the coop or walk up and lay their eggs. And so since we're going to be putting the chicken door on the bottom, we're going to have to fill in that hole back there. But again, we're going to have to cut open a hole here so that way they can drop down into that area. So what I'm going to have to do is remove that one stud there, that 1/4 joist stud, whatever you want to call it, right there, and move it over. I'm just going to cut it and then attach it to the other one so that way it still has floor support. I'm going to make the hole, and I want it to kind of start right here. That way when I'm dragging everything, I'll drag it and put it over in this hole, and then I'll open up the door underneath and be able to sweep off the stairs, and then they're going to have stairs here and be able to go right out into their run. All right, so that's going to mark my starting point. All right, so this is going to be their landing area. We're going to start cutting here. And we're going to cut all the way out past this line here. So this right here. And so it's going to be a nice square. It's about a 12 by 20, which is big enough for them to be able to get up here, and we're going to have a ramp that goes down for them to be able to get up here. Alright, so we got that mostly cut out. We'll finish it off with the jigsaw later after we get the bottom finished. Alright, just got to finish cutting out this stud. Look at that, it worked. They gave us an egg in there. Little bucket trick, huh? Alright, sure enough. That's awesome. This one's not happy, wants to get back inside. Just let me finish. Well, at least the door looks pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now we just have to build him a few ramps. I'm going to go ahead and cut all the pieces for the rest of the bottom floor. Okay. Good old Home Depot. Yeah, we made it. Let's go get some of our stuff. Alright, so it turns out that the epoxy paint was already dried out. So we decided to go to Home Depot and get some of the vinyl flooring here. It's real cheap. Just one of the pre-cut ones. And it's a 6x8, which this is an 8. And 6 is too long because this is a 4. So I'm going to cut it down to about 5, and that way I can run some up along the side of the walls there and use pieces for cutting and stuff like that. Well, other than the fact that me and Mud are one with each other, this part is all done. So that'll last a long time, even though it was a pain to put it on. There's a lot of mud out here. I cannot wait till we get our order of dirt. Ah, there's a big mud. Oh, oh, yet.
Yes.
Was that silly?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Big mud.
Oh, no.
Is that your new water? What color? Oh, there's a blue one too, huh?
Yes.
You got a blue one and a green one?
Yes.
Wow. All right. They have a nice secure ladder. It's already tried and tested. And that'll help them get back up here if they're not able to fly, but most of them are probably going to fly up. I'm going to knock some of these nails off here real quick. Alright, for the little ramps, I'm just going to do something extremely simple. Just leftover wood. So yeah, I'm keeping them about a foot apart and using brad nails. And that should give them a whole bunch of real estate for all the new chickens. Just in case you're worried about the height of this, we're looking at 16 inches before that. And they say 10 inches is the height the chicken needs. All right, so this is going to be a drop-down gate. This is going to allow me to get all the compost and drag it out. This here is going to be the door. So we got our door hinges that match. Handle. Same old, just so it matches. You know what they say, happy wife, happy life, right? Perfect. And then these hunkin' screws here. All right, and then this is going to be for that, keep it shut. So I'll get that later on. There's a lot of back borders here in Alaska, so I'll find one that works. Oh, I lost it in the mud, but I found it. It had just the tip sticking out. This whole mud has been a nightmare. All right. there it is. All right, let's get this finished up here. All right, so this is how the compost section is supposed to work. Supposed to be able to unlock both sides, drop it down, and I should be able to just brush everything out. Right here is the edge. I'll be able to grab a rake and pull everything out of here just fine. But there you go. Easy peasy. All right, so I went ahead and made a little sand bath for them. Just out of some of the spare pieces of wood, out of the spare cuts here. So that way they can whatever, eat that for grit or give themselves baths from it. You know, just trying to make the chickens happy. All right. Well, there it is. There's the final product. Hopefully it'll make them happy. All right, well, I'm not gonna lie, I am glad that that is done. And now I can start working on our garden. Well, this has definitely been a learning lesson, just like it was before. The mosquitoes are really starting to come out. I'm starting to notice them big time. We have a lot of landscaping coming up, and that's really going to help us when it comes to making this a lot better for the chickens. Right now, they should be a lot happier. They have a ton more room. They're well fed all the time. We feed them scraps, and we water them all the time. I make it a thing with Harrison. We always do this every night. That's our goal as we go outside, and we walk around the house. We look for something to do after we feed the chickens. I'm very happy with how the vinyl came out. The fact that I can just scrape it off. It's going to be waterproof there, but I need to get inside and get Harrison to bed. Jeez, man. There you go. Dropped it in the mud. So freaking muddy out here.